Hi Neopians, it's me, your grandpa. On Wednesday, April 24th, Neopets hosted another monthly live stream, hosted by everyone's favorite king, Kevino Gaming. The majority of this live event was about the new Battledome themed trading card game coming out this year, created by Upper Deck. Then we have a very short segment about the new mobile app, Tales of Dardia, and then the AMA section with CEO Dom at the end. That we've come to expect during every live stream. So, allow me to try to sum up the juiciest parts for you in case you missed it. Also, the Festival of Negs somehow disabled restock bans, so I'll be doing some frantic shop refreshing in the background. The first portion of the live is a discussion with Bobby from Upper Deck, who is the game designer for the Neopets Battledome trading card game. I'm just gonna say this off rip, Bobby is my favorite guest so far across all of the live events I've been covering. He was so fun to listen to, clearly loves his job, and got me really excited for the release of the trading cards. Here's what Bobby was able to share with us. So the first two starter decks that are going to be released are the Starry Akara and Fire Uni decks. Fire Uni Gang Rise Up. And the booster packs have a Defender of Neopia theme. At release, there will be over 250 unique cards, including different rarity cards that come in foiled or holographic variations. A lot of different card types were showcased in the live, so we have your pet cards, your paintbrush cards, weapons, food, fairies, legend cards, and potion cards as well, that all provide different offensive and defensive boosts to your pet cards. Bobby says that each booster pack contains 8 cards, 3 common cards, which will be the standard Neopet cards, 2 rare cards, which will mostly be equipment cards like potions and weapons, 1 super rare or higher, which will be the ones that come in like the holographic or foiled designs, and 1 code stone card, which is for leveling and stat boosting. When I look at the cards presented, something that sticks out to me right away are the stats presented at the bottom of the cards. It looks like the game will focus on the pet's strength, defense, and movement. Those are the 3 stats that are shown on each pet card. Now, this is just speculation, but I'm wondering if this focus will reflect somehow in the Battledome changes that are being made on the main site. Since they're reworking the Battledome, it seems like it would be a good idea to match the card game in some ways to the Battledome on the main site. I don't know, that just feels like it would be cohesive to me. It's something that I would do. Right now, in the Neopets Battledome on the main site, movement is a useless stat, essentially, and when training a pet, all the guides say pretty much to completely ignore movement. However, seeing movement come to the forefront of the card game makes me wonder if maybe movement will become more important in the main Battledome. I think that could be really interesting for future gameplay. An important aspect of the trading card game seems to be using the paintbrush cards to upgrade your pet and make them stronger. For example, the blue loop card has 4 strength, 3 defense, and 2 movement, while the ghost loop card has 4 strength, 4 defense, and 2 movement. So Ghost Loop has higher base defense. And the Ghost Loop has a card function that allows you to discard from your hand to boost attack or defense even further. This is all sounding really fun to me, and I'm excited to see how all of the paintbrushes boost different stats for your pet cards. Last but not least, each booster pack will also include a Grundo's Warehouse code that you can redeem on site for exclusive items. This is something we've come to expect from Neopets merch, and it is always one of the most exciting parts of getting merch from Neopets, because some of the exclusive items you can get on site are really fun. Now, unfortunately, Bobby did not give us a release date for the trading card game, which was a huge disappointment, but he promises that the release will happen before August 2nd. The next segment was a short talk with 2 TNT members, TNT Jewel and TNT Goatee Wrangler, that worked on the new mobile app Tales of Dardia. The app has launched in Hong Kong and Canada, and the game is being launched globally in June. They announced that Tales of Dardia will be tied directly into the Altador Cup event this year on the main site, so there will be some crossover gameplay there to look forward to. Altador Cup is my favorite event, so I will be fairly competitive, and I'm looking forward to see how playing Tales of Dardia will help me take Team Creludor to victory in the Altador Cup. Finally, we made it to the AMA portion with CEO Dom. Before the questions, Dom shared an infographic that shows the active monthly user number has gone up a ton, and they're really happy with their turnaround time on tickets in Q1. I personally would like to say I have been following up on a ticket for months that I'm not getting any answers on, but hey, that's a me problem, I guess. Let me know if y'all have gotten more success with your tickets within the recent months. I would be interested in knowing, but I still struggle to get a response from TNT. Dom also wanted to share how the team works in terms of workflow and why when they say they're working on site fixes, they can't give specific dates, because he can tell that not giving specific timelines has been very frustrating for the community. He explains that TNT works on certain projects in what he calls 2-week sprints. So individual projects are slotted into these 2-week sprints, and then the backlog of things that they need to handle during these periods has become quite a long list. And unfortunately, some of the things they've been working on, like launching NeoPass and fixing the payment processing for NeoCash, takes much longer than just one 2-week period. So basically, I guess they handle their workflow 2 weeks at a time, take one item on the list and focus on it for 2 weeks. That's what it sounds like anyway. So I guess everything is just a bit longer of a process than maybe any of us expected. On to the questions. The first question is a bit of a waste. Kevin asks, when will the password reset emails work again? And as we all probably know by now, this issue has already been resolved. The reset emails not coming through was dealt with already, and everyone should be able to reset their passwords just fine going forward. The next question is, we haven't had an update to the Battledome in over 10 years. Are you fixing the Battledome? Dom says, yes, definitely. The Battledome is going to be part of the new plot, and they do want to fix it as the plot progresses. So it sounds like they're going to use the plot to test Battledome changes, and they have already started fixing some bugs regarding the Battledome, and those fixes can be found in recent site notes. The next question isn't really a question, more of a statement. It states, there's a bug with Grundo's warehouse that makes entering virtual prize codes difficult and confusing. This bug has progressively gotten worse. Dom says, the good news is this bug is in this current 2-week work cycle. So it is something they're actively working on. It is very important that they fix this, and Dom recognizes that because redeeming codes on Grundo's warehouse is going to be really important with all the new merch they've been putting out. So they are working on that ASAP. Next on the list, can rare item codes or retired items be re-released? It is so discouraging to play and collect when some items are not attainable. Dom says they have been trying to do that, and it has been a bit of a controversial topic with different parts of the player base. And I agree with him there. We saw it when the prize pool came out for the weekly quests. Some Altador Cup prizes from previous years were re-released back into the pool, and that did cause a lot of argument between different people in the player base. A lot of rare item codes are making their way back into the game, and I personally am loving it, but I do know there are collectors out there who don't like seeing people getting an item for free that maybe they spent 3 years obtaining. I do want to say here though that they have to figure out a way to re-release Rarity 100 items back into the economy. They're completely non-existent, and it's really frustrating. When they got pulled from stocking in shops and never released in the site again except for the non-existent chance of getting one on the Wheel of Extravagance, they basically made it impossible for collectors of any kind to succeed. So I would like to see, personally, Rarity 100 items be focused on before anything else. Next question. Can you please add CAPTCHAs to Food Club? I'm assuming this question asking for CAPTCHAs in Food Club are attempting to give a solution for the botting problem on site, because Food Club is the main source of income for the botters in terms of Neopoints. When Neopoints are sold for real money off site, the main source of that income is Food Club. Dom says the reason they don't add CAPTCHAs to everything is actually because of the cost of CAPTCHAs. They're currently looking into cheaper alternatives to test out during the Altador Cup this year, so they're hoping that testing out some cheaper alternatives can help with the botting problem, and they're working on putting those into place during Altador Cup this year. This next question is something I hadn't even considered, so I would like to say kudos to the community for bringing this up. It asks, do you intend to add more websites to the recommended sites list? There are fan sites that also provide valuable information, especially for non-English speakers. Dom says, yes, definitely, they do want to prioritize the fan site section further and welcome any fan sites to apply to be a certified fan site. He says with the introduction of Neopets, they're already working more closely with some fan sites, such as Dress to Impress and Sunny Neo, which have become integrated into the Neopets login experience. Fan sites that have to do with translation are really, really important because Neopets has really dropped the ball in recent years with translation. I want to say it was around 2012 or 2014 that items stopped getting translated into other languages, something like that. So these fan sites are really essential for gameplay for a lot of people. The next question is about mentioning social media platforms on site. It asks, we can't mention your social media channels on Neo boards. How is that possible? This is an issue I think about a lot because so much of my Neopets experience happens on Discord, and it's so jarring that the Neopets Discord cannot even be mentioned on site. Dom didn't really have an answer to this question. He spoke more about the filters combating people linking their personal social media accounts, but I still think we should be able to talk about the Neopets Discord and other Neopets socials on Neopets itself. For example, a lot of the photos on Neopets Instagram recently have been related to the plot and giving out clues to the plot, but we couldn't even talk about those posts on Neopets itself. So I think this was a good question, and I don't really think Dom addressed it properly. The last question asked during this live was about the ticket system. It asks, are there plans to increase the size of the support team or improve the workflow so that the current team can respond to tickets thoroughly and appropriately? Dom does state that there has been a lot of improvement with the support team and they do prioritize ticket turnaround. Again, I mentioned earlier that I personally have had a really hard time getting tickets answered by the support team, so I can't really confirm that these improvements are noticeable on my end, but he says the team has a much better process and they're always working on improvement. You can take that as you will. And that's the bulk of the information we learned during this live event. I do have to say this is one of my favorite events so far personally, just because I'm really excited about the trading card game. I'm a big collector and I just can't wait to play it. I love card games, I love tabletop games, so I'm just really excited and I love getting more information about it. As far as the AMA portion, I don't think anything revolutionary was uncovered. A few of the questions were wasted on things that had already been fixed prior to the event itself. Hopefully we can have some more pointed questions next time. And that's gonna do it for me, kiddos. I'll be over here in my little corner, restocking per usual and getting ready for the Altador Cup. Thank you all for watching, and I will see you on the next one. Goodbye!